Good afternoon, I'm Mackenzie Maynard.
And I'm Samara Abramson. Lufthansa confirmed the co-pilot of Germanwings Flight 9525 had a long history of depression. Andreas Lubitz reportedly took a break for several months during his training, and when he returned in 2009, he submitted forms about a previous episode of severe depression. The airline released a statement expressing deep sorrow over the crash and promised to help victims' families for as long as they need.
The German Daily Bild and French Paris Match have alleged video that describes the last seconds of the Germanwings descent, with careful detail quoting passengers saying, "My God," in different languages. The French prosecutor leading the investigation claims that has not received any video footage from cell phones on board the plane. He encouraged any person who is in possession of videos in relation to the Germanwings Flight 9525 crash to bring it to investigators immediately.
This past Tuesday, Indiana's Republican Governor Mike Pence retracted his statement he made last week in regards to the state's Religious Freedom Restoration Act. The law gives individuals more freedom to make decisions based on their faith. Critics of the act say it will be used to give business owners stronger legal defense if they refuse to serve lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender customers, using their faith as justification. Pence says it does not support or encourage discrimination against the LGBT community.
Yes, and this is not just affecting Indiana. In fact, it's affecting other states in our country, and Mirabella Polito is here to tell us where that is. Mirabella?
Yes, Mackenzie, and now there's a similar bill in Arkansas, but because of the backlash in Indiana, Republican Governor Asa Hutchinson says he wants to make changes to the bill before he signs it. A lot of people want to veto the bill, including his own son Seth, who signed a petition against it, and even Hillary Clinton tweeted at him, urging him to veto. Hutchinson asked legislators to make the bill mirror that of federal law, making it known that Arkansas is a state that does not discriminate but understands tolerance.
A new Massachusetts law will soon require drivers to turn their car's headlights on if the windshield wipers are in use. In addition, the headlights must be used for 30 minutes before sunrise and 30 minutes after sunset, or when visibility is less than 500 feet. The law goes into effect April 7th, and the fine is only $5.
When we come back, Chris Corso has our men's and women's Final Four update.
Hello, I'm Chris Corso with your sports update for Amherst Wire. It's certainly the best time of year for college basketball. The men's Final Four will tip off on Saturday night. Tom Izzo and the number 7 seeded Michigan State Spartans will take on the number 1 seeded Duke Blue Devils. Coach Mike Krzyzewski of the Duke team ties legendary coach John Wooden with his 12th Final Four appearance of his career this year. On the other side of the bracket, it will be Coach John Calipari and the undefeated Kentucky Wildcats against Bo Ryan and his number 1 seeded Wisconsin Badgers. The Wildcats are 2 victories away from being the 8th team in NCAA history to finish the season undefeated. Tip-off is set for 8:09 p.m. Now let's take a look at the women's Final Four that features all number 1 seeds. Coach Muffet McGraw leads a Notre Dame team that has reached the Final Four for the 5th consecutive season. The Fighting Irish will take on the 34-2 South Carolina Gamecocks at 6:30 p.m. on Sunday. Gina Auriemma and the 36-1 Yukon Huskies are the favorite in the game against Maryland. Auriemma's team is led by forward Brianna Stewart. Her successful play has drawn comparisons to WNBA stars Diana Taurasi and Sue Bird. Tip-off is set for 9 p.m. The playoff races are heating up in the NBA and the NHL at the start of April, and the Boston teams are right back into it. In the hockey scene, the Boston Bruins are holding a 3-point lead over the Ottawa Senators for the 8th and final playoff spot in the Eastern Conference. The Bruins are currently on a 3-game winning streak, coming off of a comeback victory over the Florida Panthers on Tuesday night. Meanwhile, in basketball, the Boston Celtics are fighting for the last playoff spot, trying to take it away from somebody else. The Celtics currently trail the Brooklyn Nets by just a half a game for the last playoff spot in the Eastern Conference. The Celtics have 8 games left in the season, 6 of which are against playoff-bound teams. Those games include 2 games against the Atlantic Division winning Toronto Raptors and 2 against LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers.
After the break, Colleen Jones has the entertainment headlines, including Zayn Malik's departure from One Direction.
Within hours of being named the new host of The Daily Show, comedian Trevor Noah was subjected to the full scrutiny of the internet. Critics say some of Noah's 9,000 tweets contained anti-Semitic and sexist language. Comedy Central has defended the comedian, saying Trevor is a talented comedian with a bright future at Comedy Central. Superstar rapper Jay-Z bought the rights to a premium music service called Tidal. Tidal is a subscription-based service that is said to go beyond commerce and technology. Tidal takes a different approach to the music streaming by offering an organic relationship between artist and listener. Teeny boppers around the globe are in mourning after One Direction member Zayn Malik announced his split from the group last week. A statement from Malik's publicist attributed his departure to stress. He said he left because he wanted to be a normal 22-year-old and apologized if he had let anyone down. Malik's bandmates said they're going to be sad to see him go, but respect his decision. The 4 remaining members will continue with their plans to release their 5th album later this year.
Stay tuned to see what new movie could break box office records this month.
Fast and Furious 7 comes racing into the box office. Furious 7 is expected to earn over $110 million nationally and $200 million worldwide. This will be Paul Walker's last on-screen appearance after his death in 2013, which has fans anxious for this particular installment. The movie comes out April 3rd, beating other big releases such as Marvel's The Avengers: Age of Ultron to the box office.
That's all we have this afternoon. For Amherst Wire, please turn in at 5 for our next edition. I'm Mackenzie Maynard.
And I'm Samara Abramson. Thanks for watching.